Hi, welcome to Airplane Partnerships Group. My name is DC Surface, and today I want to talk to you about scheduling the airplane that you own with two, three, four, or more, maybe even more co-owners. We get this question a lot. It seems to be a big concern around scheduling. So you have two or three or four, let's say four people that co-own an airplane, and how exactly is the scheduling going to work with this? I'm going to talk to you a little bit from experience, and we're going to tell you maybe a little bit about what you shouldn't do and maybe what you can do. And I'm just here to tell you that it's really not an issue or big an issue as you think it's going to be. And that's because I talked in the past about the old 80-20 rule. Well, it's the same in an airplane, regardless of whether you have three members, two owners, three owners, four owners, doesn't really matter. It's still the 80-20 rule is going to apply. And that really plays to your benefit. And the reason I say that is because most of the time, say you have three owners in an airplane, one's going to be fairly active, the second person's going to be, somewhat active, and the third person's really not going to be that active at all. And so that's what I say it plays to your benefit. Another thing is that I was actually in an equity ownership club. We had four airplanes, 10 members per plane at one particular point in time. And they actually did studies on this, and I never had an issue. We had four airplanes. They were stationed two at one airport and two at another airport and in the hangars, and there was never an issue with scheduling, and there was more than a 90% probability that an airplane would be available to you when you wanted it. And like I said, I just never experienced it with that many people. And again, the 80-20 rule applies to it. So it's the same thing here. Say you got two, three, four owners, co-owners in an airplane. How do you go about scheduling this thing? Well, I like to call it flexible usage, actually, and that is you can use a calendar like Google Calendar. You can just go on and share so everybody can see what's going on, or you can use a software. For instance, like CoFlight. And CoFlight is not a sponsor of this channel in any way, but I just am familiar with their software, and you can use something like that to do your scheduling and other things with your airplane to help manage the airplane. Let's just stick with scheduling here. Um, if you use a calendar, one of the things that we did was we would assign weeks. So if there was ever a discrepancy, whoever's week it was took priority, meaning that I had a week and it might start, Sunday at midnight and end Sunday. So it'd go Sunday to Sunday. And then the next owner would have the next week and so forth and so on. So that actually worked out pretty well. And actually, the last airplane that I was in a partnership on was the Cessna 206. And I only had one conflict, and that's the only conflict I've ever had in all the partnerships I've ever had. And it was really just a miscommunication, no big deal. Nobody was trying to get somewhere, had to get somewhere. But it was just a conflict on the schedule, and we resolved it, and no, no issue. But, but what I want to say is that I don't even think you have to carry it that far. I don't think it's the tiebreaker to assign weeks to each partner. But unlike basically what happens and what we found over time is that the airplane set more than it got used. Um, and that was not a good thing. But so it turned out the scheduling really wasn't the issue with the airplane, right? Lack of usage of that airplane was the issue. But what you can do is just put a calendar out there, or again, go to some software, pick whatever software you'd like, and let members go in and say maybe in 60 days you can have a 60-day window that they can go in and reserve the airplane for whatever dates they know that they're going to fly. maybe they've got a little weekend getaway planned and they want to fly off somewhere and the plane's going to be gone all weekend. Well, put that on out there 30 days, 2 weeks, 60 days from now. It really doesn't matter. And then that way everybody has visibility to it. And then if you had a trip that actually had to be made, and it was actually your week that particular week, then the negotiation starts a little bit. Okay. So if it's something that has to be done, I'm sure the other partner would understand that it's also your week and concede the airplane to you. Again, no big deal. Uh, but that actually works pretty well. And you're going to find that you're probably never really going to have an issue or a conflict scheduling the airplane doing it. So just get a calendar, use Google Calendar, share it, get a software, put the scheduling out there, let everybody schedule out. I actually kind of like that because in the summer months everybody likes to take a vacation, and sometimes we'd be gone for a week. And so I would look at it and say, well, I know this is my week. If there's a conflict or something, and I would schedule my vacation during that time if it worked out, where there was no issues or complications with scheduling that airplane. But to be real honest about it, it's just really not a concern. I know a lot of people in the Facebook group. By the way, we've got 47,000 members in our Facebook group now. If you're not a member there, I encourage you to go over and find that group. It's Airplane Partnerships group, and join it because it's fantastic for finding a partnership. If you're trying to buy into one or if you're trying to sell one, it's the place to go to make that happen. But like I said, you get a lot of questions coming from there about scheduling, and I just want to, put everybody's mind at ease that scheduling is really not that big of an issue in a partnership. There's other things that are going to be greater issues, and to be honest about it, making sure the airplane's flying and get utilized is probably going to be a bigger issue than conflicts on your scheduling. So anyway, I hope this helps you out. If you have any questions or something, please just reach out to us. Um, we're also going to be at Sun and Fun. So if you're going to be down in Sun and Fun, first part of April, we'd love to see you there. I'm actually putting on a forum talking about airplane partnerships. It's going to start at 11 o'clock every morning on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And also, if you would like to reach out to us and ask us any questions or anything like that, you can email us at airplanepartnershipsgroup@gmail.com, and we'd be more than glad to answer any questions that you may have. Also, look for pretty soon, we're going to have a book coming out. This is March 2025, and we're going to have that book available by Sun and Fun this year. So that's going to be exciting too. One of the probably only books out there on partnerships. There is one, but it's an older one. So this one's somewhat updated, very updated, and I think it'll help you out there. So with that, I'm going to close it out, and I just say, I'd like to say to you, may you have blue skies and smooth winds ahead. May your altitude always be as high as your spirits and your landings as perfect as your takeoff. I wish you safe travels in everything you do, and we'll see you next time.